Hey friends, this is Ridhima Singh here, and this is History Class 12, Chapter 3rd, Kingship, Caste and Class, Early Societies, circa 600 BCE to 600 CE. Social Histories using the Mahabharata. And this is the picture of Mahabharata epic. Let's begin. Topic first Mahabharat, many rules and varied practices. Historians often use textual traditions to understand the processes of social behaviors, social situations, and practices. The Mahabharata is one of the most colossal epic of subcontinent, which has in its present form more than 1 lakh verses and depicts a wide range of social categories and situations. The main theme of Mahabharata is about the two sets of varying cousins. This epic also contains different sections laying down norms of behaviors for different groups. The central story deals with the family feud of Pandavas and Kauravas. The critical edition of Mahabharata was started in 1919 by V.S. Sukthankar. The team collected Sanskrit manuscripts of Mahabharata and compared each of manuscript. After that, selected only those verses which were common in most versions of Mahabharata. It was published in multiple volumes, running over 1300 pages and took 47 years to complete. Initially, it was believed that actual practices were mentioned in Sanskrit by Brahmins in this epic, but when those in Pali, Prakrit, and Tamil were studied, it became clear that Sanskrit text was not always followed and even rejected sometimes. All families are not identical. There are differences in the way they behave with each other. Family is a part of larger networks of people called kinfolk or relative. In many cases, family ties are regarded as natural and based on blood, but in some families, blood relations are not regarded as cousins. According to Mahabharata, the patrilineal started after the battle which was fought between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. When there were no sons, their brother or some other males was considered as a successor. In some cases, even women, example Prabhavati Gupta, also exercised power, but they belonged to ruling class in most cases. Patrilineal was followed by the Brahmins and the ruling class. Women had no claims as successor on father's property. Their marriage outside the kins was considered desirable. System of Kanyadan was considered very important and it was the most important religious duty of the father. 8 forms of marriage were considered by the Dharma Shastras and Dharma Sutras, out of which 4 were considered good. The last 4 were followed by those who did not follow Brahmanical texts. When towns were growing, some outside people mingled with local people. The Brahmins made clear rules for social behaviors. In 1500 BCE, these norms and rules were written down in Sanskrit and were called Dharma Shastras and Dharma Sutras. The most important work was Manusmriti. Brahmins maintained the power and authority and ensured that rules of marriages and social behavior should be maintained. One Brahmanical practice started 1000 BCE onwards. People were classified in terms of Gotra. Each Gotra was named after a Vedic sir. Two important rules of Gotra, mainly for women, were women have to give up their Gotra once they get married and adopt their husband's Gotra. Members of the same Gotras cannot marry. Evidences of Gotras and its practices can be seen in ruling lineage like Satvahana's inscriptions, where historians can trace family and marriages. Though Satvahana rulers followed the matronymic pertaining to mother's name, still the patrilineal system was followed. Topic second Social differences within and beyond the framework of caste. Brahmins claimed that the Dharma Shastras and Dharma Sutras laid down the order which was divine. It placed them at the top and Sudras at the bottom. Positions within the order were determined by birth. Dharma Shastras and Dharma Sutras also contained rules about the occupations of the 4 Varnas caste system. Brahmins were supported to perform sacrifices, study and teach Vedas, gifts and receive gifts. Kshatriya were engaged in warfare, protect people, study Vedas, get sacrificed, performed, and make gifts. Vaishya was responsible to engage in agriculture and trade, and Sudras were committed to serve the three. Brahmins maintained the Varna system by several methods. First, they claimed that it was of divine origin. Secondly, they advised kings to maintain this divine in their kingdom. They persuaded the people that status were determined by birth. In certain sources, the Varna system was also challenged. Shastras permitted Kshatriya to become kings, but several lineages had non-Kshatriyas king. While Buddhist texts suggested Mauryas were Kshatriyas, Brahmanical texts describe them as of low origin. The Shungas and the Kanvas were Brahmins and they got the authority by gaining power, which shows that political power could be taken by anyone who had the strength to hold it. Example, ruler Rudradaman and king Sudarshana. The outsiders were called Milishasas who spoke non-Sanskrit language, came from Central Asia but later on learned Sanskrit and increased their status. Satvahana rulers were Brahmins and destroyed of the pride of Kshatriyas and didn't allow intercaste marriages, yet got into marriage alliances which show that kings wanted to maintain the purity of four Varnas but they never followed their rules. Varnas are four but Jati are several. Whenever a new group that came into their contact who did not belong to the four Varnas, it was assigned a new Jati. Example, Nishadas, forest dwellers, Swarnakar, goldsmiths. Sometimes people of same Jati organized into groups called Shrenis or guild. Example, silk weavers of Lata, Gujarat migrated to Mandasur. There were also some people who did not follow the Varna system and Jatis. Their social practices were not influenced by the Brahmanical ideas. They were described as uncivilized. Those who did not speak Sanskrit were also outside the Varna system and were called Milinchachas. Untouchables were the people outside the Varna and they sharply divided the society. These untouchables performed duties which were regarded as polluting like handling corpses, dead animals, etc. and were called Chandals. Manusmriti laid down duties for Chandals. They lived outside the villages. Chandals used discarded utensils, used cloths and iron ornaments. They could not walk in villages at night. They had to sound a clapper in streets so that people should keep away. They also had to dispose of the bodies of those who had no relatives and serve as executioners. Some historians believe that the Chandals opposed this system. Topic 3. Beyond birth, resources and status. According to Manusmriti, property is to be divided among sons and women could not claim a share. The women can retain the gifts they received during their marriage as Stridhan. This can be inherited by their children. Husbands had no claim on it. Manusmriti warned women against hoarding their property without husband's permission. Women in ruler families had access to wealth. For example, Prabhavati Gupta was granted land, but such examples were very rare. The differences in the distribution of wealth among men and women created difference in the social status in family as well as society. The occupation of Sudras were servitude to the other three Varnas. They were generally very poor. Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas were rich, though there were instances of poor Brahmins as well. In this society, only those rich people were respected who were generous and gave financial help to each other. The rich were the patrons of bard, poets, artists, singers, dancers, etc. According to Buddhist sources, there were evidences of wealthy Sudras. Example, son of Matangi. A wealthy Sudra can live like a rich man, can have servant and people respect him. This shows that economic status determined the status in society. The Buddhist text Sutta Pitaka says that the life of man was the simple and his needs were limited, so there were less chances of conflicts. With development, greed to acquire wealth also increased. Hence, it was decided to select a person as authority who would have the power to control over others. The elected person was called Mahatmas, and this shows that the idea of leadership was based on the choice purely. The king gave protection, security, and safety to his people, and in return gains taxes and obedience of his people. This led to the formation of system where people could changes whenever it was needed. Topic 4, Handling taxes, historians and the Mahabharata. While analyzing a text, historians considered many elements. First, they considered the language of text, which analyzing Mahabharata they examined whether it was written in Prakrit, Pali, Tamil or Sanskrit. If it was written in Sanskrit, then it was used by the Brahmins. Secondly, the kind of text, whether in a story form or in mantra, which were chanted by the people on special occasion. Historians tried to ascertain a date as to get the date of creation. Another factor was also considered, whether it was learned by the ruling class. Place of composition was also important, whether it was written in forest, gurukul or in a royal palaces. It makes it difficult to understand a text as complex as Mahabharata. Mahabharata is written in simple Sanskrit than used in Vedas and Prashastis. Historians classified the content into two heads: narrative, which contains stories, example Eklavya, and prescriptions about the social norms meant for the purpose of instructions, example Bhagavad Gita. However, these divisions were not very sharp, but it is believed that didactic section was added in later period. The text is referred to as Itihas in the Sanskrit tradition. The actual conflict between the Pandavas and the Kauravas was orally transmitted, but others feels that there is no evidences of the battle. The origin story of Mahabharata was probably composed by the charioteers bard known as Sutas, who accompanies the Kshatriya warriors in battlefield and composed poems about their victories, achievements and passed to coming generations. Since this great epic covered a period of 1,000 years, it is not possible to be written by one person. From 500 BCE, Brahmins took over the task of writing and compiled this epic. When chiefdoms became kingdoms, the king wanted their itihas to be recovered and preserved. Many sections were added in Mahabharata from 200 BCE to 200 CE, where worship of Krishna became prominent, who was considered to be an avatar of Lord Vishnu. The teaching of Krishna to Arjun in the battlefield became an important section of Mahabharata, which increased from 10,000 to 1 lakh verses. This enormous composition is attributed to Seg Vyas. There were efforts of historians in fixing the place. Descriptions of the city in the epic might be added later when down flourished, or it could be the poet's imagination. For archaeologist B.B. Lal notes that walls of mud and mud bricks were excavated 12th and 17th century BCE. Mud plaster with reed marks suggest house had reed walls. Third phase 6th century BCE, houses were made of mud bricks. This description of houses in second third level is not similar to the description of the houses in the text. During Mahabharata time, polyandry was practiced. For the example, Draupadi. Mahabharata was considered a dynamic text for the various reasons. The growth of Mahabharata spread in many places and several languages. Sanskrit text was most prominent. Many stories were told again and many were added, but the central story remains the same. The episodes were depicted in the sculpture, paintings, performing arts, dance, drama, and other kinds of narrations. Know the terms: Kula, which means family. Second, Jati, which means large network of kinfolk. Third, Vansh, which means lineage. Fourth, Patrilineage, which means tracing descents from father to son. Fifth, Matrilineage, which means tracing descents through their mother. Sixth, Endogamy, which means marriage within a group. Seventh, Exogamy, which means marriage outside a group. Eighth, Polygamy, which means practice of man having several wives, also known as polygamy. Ninth, polyandry, which means practice of women having several husbands. 10th, Kanyadan, which means gift of God daughter in marriage by the father. 11th, metronymic, which means names derived from that of mother. 12th, Gotra, which means descent from a common ancestor. 13th, Nishada, which means hunting community. Next, Meshalasha, which means outsiders, barbarians. Next, Shrenis, which means guild. Next, Vanik, which means merchants. Next, Mendicant, which means religious people living on alms. Next, Chandals, which means untouchables who handled corpses and dead animals. Next, Puta, which means a Sanskrit word meaning of sun. 7th, which means Istridhan, given to the woman on the occasion of their marriage. Bard, which means poets reciting epics. Sutta Pitaka, which means text, teaching of Buddha. Mahatma, which means elected leader. Didactic, which means something that is meant for a purpose of instruction. Itihas, which means thus it was or history. Sutas, which means charioteer bards. Know the dates. 500 BCE, Panini wrote Astadhyay, a word of Sanskrit grammar. 500 to 200 BCE, major Dharma Sutras compiled in Sanskrit. 500 to 100 BCE, early Buddhist texts in Pali including Tripitaka. 500 BCE to 400 CE, Ramayana and Mahabharata compiled in Sanskrit. 200 BCE to 200 CE, Tamil Sangam literature composed and Manusmriti composed in Sanskrit. 100 BCE, Chanakya Samhita and Sushruta Samhita composed in Sanskrit, both being works on medicines. 200 CE, Puranas started being composed in Sanskrit. 300 CE, Natya Shastra of Bharata composed in Sanskrit. 300 to 600 CE, some other Dharma Shastras composed in Sanskrit. These are the important questions of this chapter. Question first, explain how you will prove that the text of the Mahabharata was a dynamic one. Second question, describe the position of the untouchables in the ancient society. Question third, describe the various stages through which Mahabharata was compiled in the 20th century. Question 4, state whether the gender differences were really important in the early society from circa 600 BCE to 600 CE. Question 5, example, explain the language and content of Mahabharata. Question 6, what do you know about the authors and the period when Mahabharata was compiled? Explain. Question 7, critically examine the duties as laid down in Manusmriti for the Chandals. Question number 8, the Dharma Sutras and the Dharma Shastras also contains rules about the ideal occupation of the four category of Varna. Critically examine the statement. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, do subscribe my channel.